In life there comes a moment when the whisper of your spirit becomes louder than the voices of fear, louder than the pull of the past, louder than the doubts that have chained you. That whisper says, close the door and never look back. For as long as you keep glancing behind you, as long as you keep your hand on the doorknob of yesterday, you cannot walk fully into the radiant light of what is waiting. The past was a teacher, but it was never meant to be a permanent dwelling. It served its role. It shaped your strength. It revealed who you are through contrasts and challenges. But it is not where your treasure lies. The treasure is always before you, never behind you. To step into the greater, you must release the lesser. To embrace the life you desire, you must be willing to release the fragments of the life that is already completed. When you shut that door, you are not rejecting your story, you are honoring it by allowing it to remain whole, finished, complete. Think of the oak tree. The acorn is sacred, for it carried the blueprint, but the oak does not carry the shell once it has outgrown it. It leaves it behind without resentment, without longing, without looking back, because nature knows that clinging to what once was would stifle what is becoming. So too must you. There is a divine rhythm that pulls you forward. And every time you try to hold on to yesterday, you create resistance in the flow. The universe responds not to the words you speak in hesitation, but to the vibration of your being. If your vibration is divided, half rooted in what you have left and half stretched toward what you desire, you will feel frustration, confusion, stagnation. But the moment you choose with finality, with absolute clarity, the moment you say, I close this door, and I never look back, the universe moves. Doors that align with your destiny fly open. Synchronicities begin to appear. People, opportunities, ideas, and inspirations line up in miraculous timing. Because your frequency is no longer diluted. You must understand the sacred power of endings. Endings are not punishments, they are invitations. They are the hand of life clearing the way, pruning the branches so that new growth may occur. When a relationship ends, when a job dissolves, when a season completes, do not cling to the ashes, look to the space that has been created. That space is fertile ground. That space is the silence before the music. That space is the canvas upon which the universe paints anew. If you close the door but leave your mind pressed against the glass window of memory, you are still tied. You must withdraw your attention completely, because attention is currency, attention is energy, and wherever you spend it, you give life. Stop giving life to what has already died. Stop feeding what has no more nourishment for you. Turn your face toward what breathes, what expands, what calls you higher. The mind will trick you. It will say, what if you are making a mistake? What if the past was better? What if the future does not deliver? These are illusions. They are ghosts. Shadows of old patterns that want to keep you bound. Fear is nothing more than a memory projecting itself forward. It cannot predict the future. It can only echo what has been. And yet, many people worship at the altar of fear, letting it dictate their steps, keeping them tethered to a door that has already been locked by life itself. Fear is a liar. Faith is the truth. Faith does not require you to see every detail. It requires you to trust the inner knowing that you are being guided. That the same intelligence that spins the planets, that orchestrates the tides, that beats your heart without your command, is also orchestrating your destiny. When you close a door and never look back, you step into alignment with that intelligence. You say, I trust the unfolding. I trust that what is mine cannot pass me by. I trust that if something has ended, it was never meant to last forever. I trust that what is meant for me has no rival, no replacement, no competition. This is the energy of mastery. This is the posture of creation. The ones who manifest with ease are not the ones who constantly peek backward, but the ones who live with certainty in the present, calling forth the future. They understand that every backward glance is a signal to the universe that they are uncertain, that they do not yet believe in the promise. But when you close the door with gratitude and finality, You release a vibration of completion, and completion draws to you the next beginning. Do not misunderstand. Closing the door does not mean you erase the memory or deny the lesson. It means you release the attachment, the energetic cord, the longing. You can bless the chapter without rereading it. You can honor the past without re-entering it. You can thank the person, the place, the experience, and then let them remain where they belong, in yesterday. This is not cruelty, this is sacred order. Imagine if every tree held on to every leaf it ever produced. It would suffocate itself beneath the weight of what was. But in the surrender of autumn, in the graceful letting go, the tree creates the conditions for spring. Your letting go is the invitation to your spring. Every time you shut a door with conviction, you are declaring to the universe, I am ready for what is next. You are not wandering in circles, you are stepping forward on a path designed for you. The only way to truly miss what is ahead is to refuse to leave what is behind. How many people live in half lives, straddling the threshold, never quite leaving, never fully entering? They stand with one foot in the old and one foot in the new. And in that divided stance they rob themselves of momentum, of passion, of power. That is not your portion. You were not born to linger in the doorway. You were born to pass through, to journey into the unknown with courage, to taste the fullness of life. When you are tempted to look back, remember looking back is an illusion of safety. The past is known, familiar, predictable. The mind loves predictability, but the soul thrives on expansion. Expansion requires the unknown. Expansion requires the courage to step where your eyes cannot yet see. That is why the command is close the door, and never look back. The moment you look back with longing, you give energy to limitation. The moment you walk forward with trust, you give energy to possibility. And energy given is creation begun. What you energize grows. What you release dissolves. So choose today what you will energize. Will you energize the memory of heartbreak, or the vision of love that surpasses it? Will you energize the disappointment of failure, or the promise of triumph waiting ahead? Will you energize the closed door, or the infinite hallways that stretch beyond it? You cannot serve two masters. You cannot dwell in yesterday and expect to inherit tomorrow. Make your allegiance to the future. Make your allegiance to the vision. Make your allegiance to the divine plan that is always unfolding, always expanding, always calling you higher. Life is not static, it is movement. And movement demands choice. Even silence is a choice. Even hesitation is a choice. To stand still in the doorway is to choose stagnation. But to close the door with certainty is to ignite movement. To command momentum, to step into the current of destiny. And once you are carried by that current, you will see how everything aligns, not by your struggle, but by your surrender. This is the paradox: when you let go of control, you gain true control. When you release the old, the new rushes in. When you stop clinging, your hands are free to receive. The world responds to the firmness of your decision. Weak decisions yield weak results. A wavering heart sends a scattered signal. But a decisive spirit sends a clear command, and the universe obeys. You must send that clear command: this chapter is done. That door is closed. I will never look back. I walk forward in faith, in power, in joy. Say it until every cell in your body believes it. Say it until your subconscious rewrites the story. Say it until your vibration shifts, until your very aura radiates certainty. For it is not enough to think it once. You must embody it, saturate yourself in it, become it. You are a creator. You are not a victim of the past. You are the architect of the future. But architects cannot build while staring at ruins. They must clear the ground, lay fresh foundations, envision new structures. That is what you are doing when you close the door. You are clearing the ground of your spirit. You are declaring, I make space for what is greater. And the greater always comes, because the universe abhors a vacuum. When you release, the new rushes in. When you let go, you are filled. When you close the door, another opens. Always, inevitably, unfailingly. To walk in the strength of your own destiny, You must understand that looking back binds you to energies that no longer belong to you. Every time you revisit a memory in sorrow, you pour your essence into a chapter already written, and it becomes as if you are watering a tree that has been uprooted. The water will never bring it back to life, but it will deplete your own strength. Stop giving your living energy to what has already completed its cycle. When you do this, you step into the sacred act of self-resurrection, because life itself is continually resurrecting, continually rebirthing itself in new forms, new seasons, new miracles. The past was never meant to imprison you. It was meant to graduate you. But many stand at the threshold of graduation holding on to the desk, afraid to leave the classroom, forgetting that the lessons are complete, forgetting that the diploma awaits. The reason people often fail to close the door is because the known, even if painful, feels safer than the unknown. But the unknown is where miracles dwell. The unknown is the womb of creation. If you can shift your perception of the unknown from fear to wonder, you will awaken a courage inside of you that transforms everything. Instead of saying, "What if I fail?" you begin to say, "What wonders are waiting for me?" Instead of saying, "What if it doesn't work out?" you begin to ask, "What if it exceeds everything I ever dreamed of?" The mind trained in fear will always drag you backward. The mind renewed in faith will propel you forward. That is why transformation begins not outside, but within. The greatest door you will ever close is the door of your own old thinking. There is a spiritual law at work here, the law of attention. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, creation grows. If you keep giving attention to the door you closed, it remains alive in your experience. But when you withdraw attention, it dissolves. Think of the night sky. Billions of stars shine, but you only see the ones you focus on. Your life works the same way. Close your attention to the stars of the past, and open your vision to the constellations of the future. What you focus on expands. So focus forward, with determination, with reverence, with gratitude. It is not enough to shut the door. You must seal it with forgiveness. Forgiveness is the final lock that keeps you from wandering back into the hallways of memory. Without forgiveness, you will be tempted to return, carrying bitterness or regret like keys in your pocket. But when you forgive yourself, when you forgive the others, when you forgive life itself for what it seemed to withhold, you throw away those keys forever. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is liberation. It is the act of cutting the cord that ties you to the old frequency. Forgiveness is you saying, "I release you to your path, and I release me to mine." In that release, you rise. Understand this clearly: the door you close was never your destination, it was a passage. Each experience, each relationship, each season, was a hallway leading you closer to your own awakening. Stop mistaking the hallway for the home. The home is always ahead, always in the direction of expansion, never in the clinging to what is over. And when you choose not to look back, you honor your own soul, because your soul is infinite, and it does not dwell in the past. The soul dwells in the eternal now, pulling you into alignment with the future that already exists in the unseen realm. Telepathy, intuition, those subtle whispers in your heart, they are not random. They are signals from the future self that already exists, calling you forward. When you ignore them, when you look back instead, you dampen the frequency. But when you heed them, when you align with them, you strengthen the connection until it feels as if the future is speaking to you in every step, guiding you with synchronicities, with inner nudges, with divine coincidences. What you call coincidence is simply the universe whispering, "Yes, you are aligned. Yes, you are on the path. Yes, keep going." And those whispers grow louder the more you release the past. Imagine the vibration of never looking back. It is not coldness, it is power. It is not indifference. It is alignment. When you never look back, you declare that your faith is greater than your fear, that your love for what is coming is greater than your longing for what is gone. And that declaration is magnetic. It sends ripples into the quantum field, rearranging circumstances, pulling into your orbit that which matches your vibration. People feel it. Opportunities feel it. Even the very cells of your body feel it. Your health improves, your energy rises, your creativity blooms. Because the weight of yesterday is no longer pressing upon you. Do not underestimate how much the past drains your vitality. The body holds memory, and when you replay it, your cells respond as if it is happening again. You relive the pain, the stress, the disappointment. You flood your being with the chemistry of yesterday, and you wonder why you cannot feel new. But when you stop, when you say, "No more. I close this door and never look back," you free your body, you free your mind. You free your spirit. You begin to feel lighter, brighter, freer. Because the chemicals of possibility, the hormones of inspiration, the frequency of joy, replace the heaviness of regret. This is not imagination. This is biology aligned with spirit. You are more powerful than you know. Your decision to close a door and never look back is not small. It is cosmic. It is the moment the universe says, "This one has chosen. This one is ready. This one is stepping into the flow." And then the orchestration begins. People leave your path who no longer serve your journey. New connections form. Opportunities emerge that seem tailor-made. Ideas flow into your mind that elevate your vision. The outer world shifts, but only because the inner world has shifted first. The moment you decide, everything around you reorganizes to match the new signal you are broadcasting. Think of the eagle. It does not look back at the nest once it has taken flight. The nest was necessary, but the sky was the destiny. So it is with you. You were never meant to stay in the nest of your past. You were meant to soar, but the wings of your spirit cannot spread if your gaze is locked on the twigs of what once held you. Lift your eyes. Lift your heart. Lift your spirit. The sky of possibility is endless, and it is yours to explore. So close the door. Not gently, not halfway, but with authority. Close it with gratitude, with reverence, with love, but close it completely. And then, never look back. For your power is not behind you, it is before you. Your miracle is not in the memory, it is in the mystery. Your destiny is not in what you lost, but in what you are about to gain. Step forward unwavering, unstoppable, radiant. For the one who never looks back is the one who will see the face of their true destiny. The energy of forward movement is the energy of creation itself. When you close the door and never look back, you align with the rhythm of creation, because creation never repeats itself. It expands. The river does not flow backward. The dawn does not retreat into night. The flower does not return to its seed. All of nature testifies to the law of progression. Yet so many human beings resist it, because they crave the illusion of safety in the familiar. But safety is not found in clinging. It is found in trusting. Trusting that the same intelligence that has carried you this far will continue to carry you, even when you do not yet see the destination. Every vision that has been placed within you is not random. It is a seed. And that seed requires you to walk forward into the soil of the unknown, so that it can take root and grow. If you keep looking back, you trample the seed. You deny it the light it needs. But when you move forward, you allow it to break open and transform into something far greater than its beginning. That is why your dreams often scare you. They are not designed to keep you comfortable. They are designed to stretch you, to evolve you, to call forth the greater within you. And you cannot answer that call while holding the echo of yesterday in your grasp. Every door closed behind you frees you to walk through the doorway of your higher self. The higher self does not dwell in nostalgia, it dwells in possibility. Nostalgia, though sweet at times, is a net that keeps you bound in waters you have already fished. But possibility is an ocean without end. Ask yourself, will I keep staring at the ripples of the pond, or will I set sail on the ocean? Your spirit longs for the ocean. That is why no matter how tightly you cling to the past, you feel restless. Restlessness is your soul saying, there is more, there is more, there is more. And there truly is. But you must choose it. The universe cannot force you to stop looking back. It honors your free will, even if your free will chains you to what is gone. That is why choice is sacred. When you choose to shut the door, you are using the most divine gift you were given, the power to decide. Decide well. Decide boldly. Decide with faith. Because in your decision lies your destiny. You are not merely reacting to life. You are commanding it through your vibration. Every time you look back with longing, you vibrate scarcity. You declare, I believe what I lost was greater than what awaits. But when you look forward with certainty, you vibrate abundance. You declare, I believe the best is always ahead of me. And life answers according to your belief. If you believe the past holds your best days, you will keep reliving cycles that reinforce that story. But if you believe the future holds treasures yet unseen, you will be led to experiences that confirm it. Belief is the pen that writes the script. Faith is the ink. Let us speak of telepathy and alignment. When you release the past, you become more receptive to the signals that are always being sent to you. Have you noticed how when you are truly ready to move on, messages seem to appear everywhere? A phrase in a book speaks directly to your situation. A stranger says something in passing that feels like a personal answer. A song plays at the exact moment you needed to hear its words. These are not accidents. These are communications from the field, aligning you with the timeline you are stepping into. But you cannot hear them clearly if you are still tuned to the frequency of yesterday. Closing the door sharpens your reception. It's as though the static clears, and suddenly the guidance is crystal clear. That guidance is always present. The future you, the one who is healed, abundant, fulfilled, already exists in the quantum field. That self is broadcasting signals, pulling you forward, whispering through intuition, aligning you through synchronicities. But you must attune. Attunement requires release. If you carry baggage, you lower your frequency. If you cling to memory, you cloud your signal. But when you release, when you close the door and never look back, your frequency rises, your clarity sharpens, and you begin to live in a state of flow where miracles become natural. Miracles are not interruptions to the order of life. They are the natural order when you are aligned. To the aligned soul, what others call coincidence is everyday guidance. What others call luck is simply the unfolding of divine timing. And alignment is always forward-facing. You cannot drag the weight of your past into the realm of miracles. The vibration is too high, too light. You must shed the old to soar with the new. This is why some doors slam shut so abruptly. Life, in its mercy, sometimes removes what you refuse to release, because it knows you are clinging to what would destroy you if you kept it. Do not curse the closed door. Bless it. Thank it. Understand that what looks like loss is always protection. What looks like rejection is always redirection. When you see this, you stop mourning the door and start celebrating the pathway it forces you to take. Close the door, not with bitterness, but with blessing. Say, thank you for what you gave me. Thank you for the lessons, the joy, even the pain that shaped me. I release you now with love. I walk forward in freedom. That vibration of gratitude is the golden key. Gratitude seals the door behind you and opens the gates before you. Without gratitude, you are tempted to resent, and resentment is a chain that pulls you backward. With gratitude, you are free. Gratitude is the wings upon which your spirit ascends. Once you truly close the door and refuse to look back, you will notice how quickly momentum builds. Momentum is the universe's way of rewarding decisiveness. At first, the step forward feels uncertain, shaky, but soon the ground beneath your feet grows firm. And then you begin to run, and then you begin to soar. Life accelerates for those who move with conviction. It lingers for those who hesitate. You are not meant to linger. You are meant to fly. When the temptation arises, and it will, to peek back through memory, remind yourself the memory is not the moment. The moment is gone. What you are holding is only a shadow. Why give your life to a shadow? Shadows cannot embrace you, shadows cannot heal you, shadows cannot evolve you. Only the light ahead can, only the present can. Only the unfolding future can. Say to yourself often, I am done with what is done. I am free of what is finished. I stand in the power of now, and I call forth the abundance of tomorrow. Speak it until your spirit vibrates with it. Speak it until the old patterns dissolve. Speak it until even your subconscious knows that there is no turning back. Only forward, only upward, only into more. There is a sacred fire within you that grows stronger each time you choose forward over backward. That fire is the divine will expressing itself through you. It is the part of you that cannot be diminished by loss, cannot be broken by rejection, cannot be silenced by failure. It is the eternal spark that knows you were made for expansion, and when you close the door and never look back, you fan that fire into a blaze. Suddenly you feel more alive, more aligned, more present. Because you are no longer scattering your energy across timelines that are already complete. You are here, fully here. And when you are fully here, you unlock the fullness of your power. Power is not about controlling outcomes. It is about commanding your vibration. Many think they must fight to create change. But true power is in choosing. The warrior who cannot choose will swing his sword endlessly and gain nothing. The creator who chooses with certainty needs no sword at all. The universe arranges itself on their behalf. This is why the act of closing the door and never looking back is the most powerful decision you can make. It is the moment you declare your allegiance to life itself. Do not be deceived into thinking the past holds something sacred that you must preserve at the cost of your growth. The sacred is never lost. The love you experienced, the lessons you learned, the joy you felt, they live in you. They became the fabric of your being. You carry them forward without needing to carry the circumstance. The experience is done, but the essence remains, and the essence strengthens you. So when you close the door, you are not losing. You are consolidating. You are integrating what served you, and releasing the shell that no longer fits. Many people live in half-light, constantly glancing behind them, hoping to rewrite what is already finished. That is the essence of regret. The illusion that if you look long enough, if you replay enough, you can change what was. But regret is a thief. It steals your presence, it robs your joy, it blinds you to the miracles unfolding now. The only way to defeat regret is to look it in the eye and say, your time is over, I close this door. I bless what was, and I claim what is becoming. That declaration frees you. It shatters the illusion that you could ever rewrite the past, and brings you back to the truth. You can only write the now, and the now is the brushstroke of the masterpiece called your future. Consider this: every door you leave open to the past drains your energy like a leaking vessel. Even if you are not actively walking through it, the fact that it remains open splits your focus. Close it, and your energy returns to you in full. Imagine the surge of vitality you would feel if every memory of pain, every loop of regret, every old identity you have outgrown, was sealed shut. Imagine what you could create with all that reclaimed energy. That is what happens when you close the door and never look back. Your spirit is no longer dispersed. It becomes concentrated, focused, unstoppable. Some doors are subtle. They are not dramatic breakups or big endings. They are small attachments, quiet patterns, outdated identities. These too must be closed. Perhaps you keep telling yourself the same old story of limitation. I am not good enough, I never succeed, I always struggle. That is a door. Close it. Never look back. Replace it with a new story. I am capable, I am abundant, I am guided, I am unstoppable. Do not glance at the old identity even for a moment, because each backward glance re-energizes it. Be ruthless in your devotion to the new. The universe respects finality. When you close the door halfway, you confuse the signal. You say, I want the new, but I also want to keep a little of the old. And so you remain in limbo, neither here nor there, half-born. But when you close it fully, when you never look back, you send a broadcast of clarity, and clarity is magnetic. Life rushes to meet clarity. Confusion repels blessings, decisiveness attracts them. This is why you must be vigilant with your thoughts. Every time you dwell on what was, ask yourself, does this thought build my future or bind me to my past? If it binds, release it instantly. Replace it with vision. Replace it with faith. Replace it with gratitude for what is unfolding. Train your mind to look ahead as instinctively as your eyes do when you drive a car. You do not stare in the rearview mirror for hours. You glance briefly when needed. Then fix your gaze on the road before you. So it must be with your life. The road ahead demands your focus. The rearview mirror is only for a lesson, never for a dwelling. Let us speak of momentum again, for momentum is the hidden multiplier of destiny. Once you commit fully, the universe amplifies your steps. The first step may feel small, but each step gains force, like a snowball rolling downhill, gathering weight and speed until it becomes unstoppable. That is why indecision is dangerous. It robs you of momentum. But the moment you close the door, you activate the law of momentum, and soon you are swept forward by forces greater than your own will. This is when life becomes effortless. Not because you have no challenges, but because the flow carries you through them with grace. It is often said that faith is the evidence of things unseen. When you refuse to look back, you are demonstrating faith in the unseen future. You are saying, I believe so strongly in what I cannot yet see that I will not even entertain what I have already seen. That is faith in action. And faith in action calls forth miracles. Miracles are not random, they are the echoes of faith. So take inventory of your life. Which doors are still ajar? Which memories still whisper to you? Which identities still cling to your spirit? Name them. And then, with sacred authority, close them. Do not close them in anger, but in gratitude. Bless them and seal them. Say, I am complete. This door is closed. I never look back. Feel the release in your body. Feel the lightness in your spirit. Feel the surge of freedom in your mind. That is the power of release. That is the gift of completion. When you stand at the threshold of life with a door behind you, and infinite doors before you, the most courageous act you can take is to close the one that no longer serves and never look back. For in that moment, you are declaring to yourself, to the universe, and to all creation that you are ready, that you trust, that you believe your greatest blessings have not been spent, but are still ahead of you. The past has shaped you, yes, but it does not define you. It was the soil, you are the seed. The seed does not cling to the soil, it grows toward the sun. And so must you. The temptation to look back will come, but resist it, for it is only an illusion, a mirage of comfort. Nothing of substance remains there. What nourishes you now, what empowers you, what awakens you, is always forward. Life rewards the ones who walk with faith. The unseen becomes seen when you no longer divide your attention between yesterday and tomorrow. The miracle unfolds when you plant both feet in the now and move with unwavering trust. So let this be your declaration. The door behind me is closed. I bless it, I thank it, but I never look back. I step forward into the abundance, the joy, the freedom, the destiny that is mine. Hold that vibration, walk in it, live in it, and watch as life unfolds in ways more beautiful, more miraculous, more divine than you ever imagined. Close the door and never look back. The future is calling. Answer with your whole heart,